I didn't believe in cursed video games. Not really. I thought those stories were just urban legends, people made up to scare kids on forums. Creepypasta for people who spent too much time online and not enough time outside. At least, that's what I thought before I found it. I was living in a small apartment near Denton, Texas, just a few miles from the University of North Texas campus. Rent was cheap, the walls were thin, and the thrift stores nearby were filled with junk nobody else wanted. Which is exactly why I went into Thistle Hill Thrift on a rainy Saturday afternoon. I wasn't looking for anything specific, just killing time before my night shift at a gas station. That's when I noticed a dusty cardboard box under a rack of jackets. Inside were old gaming things, tangled controller cords, scratched CDs, a broken headset, and a black plastic case with no label. Inside it was a GameCube disc. No title, no cover art, just a silver surface with a messy symbol scratched over the top. 3 intersecting lines curved like a knot. I asked the cashier where it came from. She squinted at it and said, "Some lady donated a bunch of stuff last week. Said it belonged to her son. Didn't want none of it in the house anymore." Something about the way she said anymore stuck with me. I paid $2 for it and left. At home, I popped it into my old GameCube, mostly kept as a nostalgia machine. At first, nothing happened. It just showed a gray screen. Then, text appeared. Loading memory. Below it, a single file. Elias, Day 73. I didn't recognize the name. I selected it. The game booted into a third-person adventure game, like a Zelda-style RPG, but darker, grainier, like it was rendered through fog. The character on screen was a young man with messy black hair and a red scarf. His name, Elias. I felt a slight chill, because that's my middle name. At first, the game seemed normal. You explore forests, abandoned houses, underground tunnels, standard stuff. But things started feeling wrong. The NPCs didn't talk like normal characters. One villager said, "You're still here. You were supposed to stop." Another said, "He won't let you leave either." I assumed it was just part of the story, a creepy indie vibe. I was actually getting into it. Then I tried to save. Instead of save complete, the screen froze and text slowly typed itself out. "You don't get to start over." Then the game continued as if nothing happened. The glitches started small. Textures flickering, background music reversing for half a second, NPCs appearing where they weren't before. But then, something worse happened. I walked Elias into a forest area called Ashwood Trail. The trees were dead, twisted, no sound, and halfway through, the game camera stopped moving. The screen zoomed in on Elias's face. His eyes weren't animated like before. They were detailed now, more realistic. Then text appeared. "Where did you find me?" I sat up straight. My controller vibrated. "Who gave you my things?" My stomach felt like it dropped through the floor. I didn't press anything. The next text appeared on its own. "She shouldn't have done that." That night, I slept with the lights on. When I came home the next day, my console was already on. The game was waiting at the title screen. But now the save file said, "Elias, Day 74. Last login, 3:12 a.m. I hadn't played at 3:12 a.m. In the next level, Ashwood Trail had changed. The path layout was different. Dead animals lined the road. The sky had turned a deep, static purple. Eventually, he stopped in front of a house. A normal, two-story home. Except, it looked exactly like my apartment building. Same chipped paint. Same broken front light. Same crooked mailbox. On screen, Elias walked up to the front door. Text appeared. This is where they left me. My heartbeat started hammering because the door number was the same as mine. I don't know why I didn't just turn it off. I guess curiosity is scarier than fear. Inside the house, everything was personal, identical furniture, same coffee stain on the counter, same poster in the hallway. And then I saw something that made my hands start shaking. A bedroom door, with my name written over it, carved into the wood. Not printed, carved. When Elias walked inside, a figure stood in the corner of the room. Tall, too tall, shadowed, like the game refused to finish rendering it. The screen distorted. Then, he doesn't know you yet. I shut off the console and unplugged everything. I didn't touch it for 2 days, but it didn't stop. At work, my phone buzzed non-stop with notifications from an account I didn't recognize. At LY's save file. The messages were short. You shouldn't abandon me. You woke him up. You weren't supposed to leave yet. I blocked the account. Another one followed, then another. That night, when I finally fell asleep, I dreamed of the game. But I wasn't playing Elias anymore. I was him. I was walking through dark, digital forests, hearing something breathing just behind me. And every time I tried to turn around, the world would glitch. On the third day, I turned the console back on. I needed answers. The save file now said, Elias, day 77. Player status, connected. When I started the game, I wasn't controlling him anymore. He moved on his own, walking through places he had never explored before. Places that didn't exist in the original map. Until finally, he reached a drowned bridge spanning black water, a location called Dead Channel Crossing. When Elias stepped onto the bridge, a second character appeared, a tall, broken-looking model, glitching constantly. The name above his head, Error Host. My screen started flickering violently. My lights dimmed in my apartment, and text slammed itself onto the screen. He was alone for so long. Now he needs a new place. Suddenly, my GameCube shut off, but my TV didn't. The screen had switched to my apartment's security camera. I don't even have a security camera, but there it was, grainy footage of my living room, dark, empty, except something moving by my bedroom door. My phone vibrated again. One message from the original account. We're synchronizing. The power went out. Not just my apartment, but I didn't dare move because on the TV screen, the figure stepped fully into view. Tall, too thin, bent in unnatural angles. And when it turned its head, its face glitched, like corrupted data trying to load a human expression. And then, it opened its mouth, but no sound came out from the TV. Instead, my speakers played something else, a warped version of the game's music. Faster, louder, broken. And then my computer monitor turned on by itself. A black screen, white text. Final save will replace primary user. Below it were two options: accept, decline. I tried to move the mouse. It didn't respond. My keyboard didn't respond. Only the controller vibrated on my desk. On the TV, the thing in my room started walking toward the camera. I don't remember what happened after. I woke up on my floor the next morning. Everything normal. Lights on, console unplugged. But on my computer, there was a file, not there before. A folder named Elias Day 78. Inside, a save file and a short video, 10 seconds long. Security footage from inside my apartment. Me sitting on my bed, not moving, not blinking, while something stood behind me, flickering in and out of existence. I tried deleting the file. It came back, on my phone, on my laptop, on a USB I never plugged in. And every night since, I get one notification. Just 3 words: don't stop playing. At 1:43 a.m. last night, my phone vibrated on my desk while I was editing a video. Not a text, not a call, a broadcast notification. It just said, "Local analog signal detected. Permission to access." I almost ignored it, because who even watches broadcast TV anymore? But the reason I didn't is because I live in Topeka, Kansas, and we don't have analog signals here anymore. My name's Jordan Reyes. I freelance in digital archiving, restoring old recordings, discontinued broadcasts, forgotten local programming, news segments, old commercials, access TV shows. Most days it's boring, but some things don't want to stay archived. The signal came from a frequency that shouldn't exist. My software flagged it as Channel 8, but that stopped broadcasting in Topeka in 2009. I know that because I worked on the shutdown documentation for the Fs. I clicked Allow Access. The screen went black. Static filled my speakers. Then the image appeared, a children's set. Old, light bright colors, paper props, and a painted wooden sign that read, "The Morning Nook." But here's the problem. I remembered that, and I shouldn't have, because the Morning Nook never existed in official records. No station archive, no TV guides, no parent remembers it. But I did. I grew up just outside Lawrence, Kansas, in a town called Eudora. Channel 8 was one of the few stations we could get clearly with an antenna. That's where the Morning Nook used to come on. Every weekday morning, 5 a.m., before school. The set on my screen flickered. A woman walked into frame. She wore a bright yellow sweater and had a voice way too calm for that hour of the day. Her name was on the name tag pinned to her chest, Mrs. Anna. She smiled and said. I froze, because the system wasn't connected to my personal info. It pulled signals, not names, not profiles, not identities. Her smile never changed. "I see you finally found us again," she continued. "We stayed right where you left us." The video quality improved, like it was adjusting to my connection, to me. "Today's episode," she said softly. is about remembering. Behind her, a few child-sized chairs sat empty, but not really empty, because the camera kept glitching around them, like it didn't know how to process what was sitting there. I tried to close the stream. My mouse didn't respond. Keyboard froze. Only the screen worked. Only her. Ms. Anna stepped closer, and as she did, I noticed something else. On one of the painted bricks of the backdrop, a date, handwritten, November 27th, 2025, today. "You weren't supposed to notice us again," she said. "But analog works differently. You've..." The stream cut to another camera angle. Now I saw it. A control room. Old equipment. CRT monitors. Dials. Exact models used by local stations in the early 2000s. But in one of the monitors, I saw my room. Live. Same placement. Same desk. Same mug. Same open window. Miss Anna's voice continued over it. "You see, Jordan, we never stopped broadcasting. They just stopped listening. So we've been missing a host," she continued, "since the last one stopped responding." I tried to talk, but no sound came out. "We tested replacements," she said. "Some in Wichita, some in Salina, some in Overland Park." She sighed. "They didn't last." The silhouette behind me leaned slightly forward, and that's when I realized its outline looked like mine. "You were always a good viewer," she whispered. "And good viewers make the best broadcasters." The feed cut again this time. I saw past episodes. Rows of children sitting quietly in that same set. All different decades. Different clothes. Different styles. Different cameras. But they all had one thing in common. They weren't moving. Just sitting. Perfectly still. Like background props. "Once we're switched to a person," Ms. Anna said, "we never have to upgrade. Human signal is the clearest there is." A counter appeared on screen. Signal trans. I felt my phone vibrate again. This time, a real notification. Not from the program, from my actual phone. A text. From an unknown number. +1 785, unknown caller. "You found channel 8 too, didn't you?" Another message followed immediately. "Don't let it finish syncing. Unplug everything. Leave the building, now." "Ah," Miss Anna said, tilting her head. "Someone else is listening." Her smile tightened. "We lose so many to interference." The screen glitched, violently, and suddenly a new small window opened beside the stream. Another user. Live. A grainy webcam. A guy. Early 20s. Panicked. "I'm from Emporia," he said. "I thought I was the only one seeing this." Miss Anna turned. Actually turned. Toward his feed. Not mine. "Oh good," she said. "Backup signal." The counter jumped. Signal. The counter jumped again. 87%. Better resolution, she hummed thoughtfully. The silhouette behind me moved. Closer. I could feel heat through the air, like an old TV warming up. "You still remember the songs, don't you?" she asked me. "You used to hum along before school." And then, from the speakers, a distorted version of an old jingle started playing. One I hadn't heard in over a decade. But somehow, every word was still in my head. The counter hit 93%. "I won't make you sit like the others," she said. "You'll stand. You'll smile. You'll help us teach." The screen zoomed in on her face. Closer, closer, closer. Her eyes weren't human anymore. They looked like old CRT screens, dark glass, reflecting light that didn't come from anything real. 97%, you'll be outside my window. Every light across the street flickered once. Together. Like something synchronized them. 99%. Her hand lifted, reaching toward the camera, like she could reach through. "You're live next," she said softly. The screen went completely white. When it came back, it wasn't my computer anymore. It was a broadcast feed. A real one. I checked. It was transmitting on unused UHF bands across northeastern Kansas. Receivable on old antennas, old TVs, old radios, and in the center of the screen was a wooden stage, paper lanterns, rows of chairs, and someone walking in from the side, wearing a yellow sweater and a name tag that read, "Mr. Jordan." I don't remember standing up. I don't remember walking. I just know, when I blinked, the counter was gone. My name is Ethan Morales, 24. I work graveyard shifts as a data technician for a small IT firm in downtown Chicago. Most nights, it's just me, a few humming servers, and the distant glow of streetlights outside my office windows. I spend hours staring at monitors, monitoring system logs, rebooting servers, making sure nothing goes offline. It's monotonous, safe, until tonight. It started around 8 p.m. when a package appeared in the lobby mailroom. No return address, just a small black box wrapped in plain brown paper. I carried it back to my desk, curious and unsettled. Inside, a brass pocket watch, dented and scratched, with a single word engraved on the back: "Now." The hands were frozen at 11:15. I laughed nervously. Probably some kind of joke. Maybe a prank from a friend who knew my schedule. I tried winding it. Nothing. Tick, tock, tick, tock. It didn't sound. By 10:50 p.m., my focus had completely slipped. I kept glancing at the watch on the corner of my desk, its hands moving in tiny, imperceptible increments, almost imperceptible, until they weren't. My office was empty, except for the soft hum of the servers, the occasional flicker of the fluorescent lights. The cleaning crew wouldn't arrive until after 2 a.m. I opened my email. Nothing unusual. Checked my phone. No messages. Nothing. But when I looked at the watch again, the minute hand had jumped forward, a small but noticeable leap. I shook my head, trying to convince myself I was imagining things. Stress, fatigue, maybe both. Then, at 11:14 p.m., my monitor flickered violently. A new window appeared, black with red text. User, Ethan Morales. Time remained. A low vibration rattled the desk. My watch. Hard. Unstoppable. The hand spun rapidly now. Faster. Faster. Until they stopped abruptly, pointing directly at me. everything froze. The hum of the servers, the flicker of the lights, even the faint traffic outside. Silence, except a new sound, a deep, insistent tick-tock, louder than any clock should be, like it was surrounding me, pressing into my chest. My pulse sped up, my fingers tingled. Then, on my monitor, a figure appeared, tall, thin. No features, just two glowing red dots where eyes should have been. It didn't walk. It didn't move like a human. It simply advanced. And I could hear its voice, inside my head, whispering, "Your minutes are counted." I ran to the door, locked. Elevator unresponsive. Phone dead. Impossible. Yet I could feel its presence pressing against me, pulling me toward the spinning hands of the watch. Then everything went black. I woke up on the office floor, sweating and shaking. Everything seemed normal. Lights on, servers humming, my watch gone. I thought it had been a nightmare, but 2 nights later, exactly 11:15 p.m., it returned. The ticking, louder this time, more aggressive. I tried covering my ears, tried to ignore it. My laptop lit up on its own, black screen, red text, "Your time is up." Attached, the photo, me, at my desk, only my face blurred. Behind me, red dots, stationary but unmistakably watching. I fled the office that night, moved out of River North, Chicago, changed my number, email, social media, thought I was safe. 2 weeks passed. I rented a small motel room on North Clark Street. I was exhausted, paranoid, constantly glancing over my shoulder. Then, at exactly 11:15 p.m., my phone vibrated. A video notification. No sender. I hesitated, then tapped it. It showed the motel room. Empty. But the camera slowly panned behind me. The red dots. Watching. And then a brass watch spinning faster than possible. Glowing faint. Red. I spun around. I ducked into a 24-hour diner trembling. Tried to eat. Couldn't. The digital clock above the counter read 11:18 p.m. Every second it felt wrong. The lights flickered. The overhead speakers crackled. And then, soft at first, a tick-tock echoed through the room. Not from the clock. Not from anything visible. I froze. "Ethan, time is almost up." I spun. Nobody was speaking. Diner empty except for me and the faint humming of the old neon sign outside. The phone vibrated again. A live video feed. The diner. My seat. Behind me. Red dots. Advancing. The hands of a brass watch spun faster and faster. I ran, out into the cold night. The streets of Chicago felt surreal. Streetlights flickered in sync. Wind gusted oddly, and reflections in puddles showed more than just my own face. The figure, always in the distance, always just behind my peripheral vision. I reached Wacker Drive, crouched behind a parked car, trying to catch my breath. My phone buzzed one last time. Message. You can delay it, but the clock never stops. One day, it will run out. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The next morning, I woke in my apartment. Everything normal. Phone worked. Lights worked. No watch. No messages. I thought it had been a hallucination, a nightmare. But when I looked out the window, over the Chicago River, I saw it. The figure, standing perfectly still, watching. I don't sleep at night anymore. I work odd hours. I stay busy. But I know, even now, that ticking in my skull, it never stops. Because it's counting me. And one day, it will reach 0. The end.